Hello, hello, hello. We are here once more with Joey, who's coming up instantly. Good morning, everybody. Delighted to be with you. I think many of you had a chance to view our new video yesterday, where we finally got a good morning. Joey, how are you?
Good morning. Can I fight a fish? Good
We
morning.
finally got out and delivered the tank to Kim.
Yeah.
That took about almost a year. Almost. I don't know when.
That long? I knew you were talking about it for a while, but wow.
I don't remember when we started with it. It was last spring.
Yeah, I think because we were talking about it, and then the thing happened, the pandemic, and then they wouldn't allow you to bring it in. That's right. So it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, been a long time. And I did not meet her because I couldn't during that whole time. So we spoke on the phone routinely throughout the whole period. At least once a week, typically. It got down to once a month for a couple of months there, but we were in touch routinely. So when we got over there, she was sitting outside waiting for us, and was so excited, just over the moon with excitement about getting this silly little fish tank. And there were so many issues. I mean, the tank had gone. The one I prepared for her, what's his name? Bill took home. Bill is the fellow, you've met him once or twice, an older gentleman who works with our birds, along with Betsy. He picks up food and does bird trading with us, and in kind of every day. So he got that tank at a point where I'd given up on it. So I put another one together. It was actually better. It was a little bigger, on a nicer stand. A better tank. So we got it over there, and we got it in, and we got it set up, and she's happy. And she called me last night and wanted food. So I got to get food to her.
There you go. Well, should we say some hellos?
Let us do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been
There's
typing
lots of,
hellos to
well,
everybody.
me too. I've been typing hellos, but I think it's always nice to say the hellos, to greet them if we can.
Go for it. Yes.
You want me to go for it? Okay. I'm scrolling back to the top. So Levi was the first in. Then Fish and Tactics, Glass Box, Fox, TJ's New Life, Xanadu, Steven the Biologist, Broadcast Illusions, World's Smallest Fish Aquarium, Johans is here, James Green, Roman. Who else do we have? Yeah, Jameson is here. We're taking attendance.
Right. Hannah and Arena.
That's my new thing. We're taking it. And Donald Drew is here. Susan for SLC Aquatics. Good morning, Susan. She doesn't very often get to make it in. I know she's a busy lady.
Yes.
And Karuna Karen is here. James Green, Sue Ann Campbell, the Bird Dude, Amanda May, Tam Shepard. I'm trying not to do too many repeats, so I'm scrolling. So there's a little lag in between Shane T, Joan Virgil, One Wanderer, Thomas Kelly. Who else? Let's see. Reese is here.
Hey, Chevy.
Yes,
Fish.
Chevy Fish is here. Michelle Lucia, Color Guppies, David Fellows, Mr. Manifesto, Emily, and I think I said yeah. And I think I'm getting close to the bottom. Holly's here. Bill Wett, hasn't seen Bill for a while. Mr. Spoon.
Mr. Spoon.
And then Irina. Stephanie. High-rise window cleaner. And I think I said Mr. Manifesto, but hopefully I got everybody.
Pretty good. Hannah Arena.
Yeah.
Hannah Arena.
Yeah. If I missed you, it's because I was scrolling fast, and I apologize.
Yeah.
Yes,
I will be following up with Kim. For sure.
I haven't had a chance to watch the video, but I'll watch it later. There's a nice photo of the two of you. She's very pretty.
Yes.
Looks very sweet.
Yeah, she was over the moon excited. So that was nice. It was so long getting there. It was just amazing.
Well, when you first said it's been a year, I'm thinking, no, it hasn't been that long. But then when we were just discussing, like, oh my goodness, it's really been almost
9 or 10 months for sure.
Wow, since you first mentioned that. Yeah. Oh, Fish is taking the little one to school. Yama 3.0. Hello.
Well, today is the last big push on getting things out of here. Today is the day we moved tanks into my home. So we've got 7 tanks designated to move over, plus a truckload of stuff. I don't know where I'm going to put it all. I do have a closet. I think most of it's going to go to the closet.
A truckload in the closet, that doesn't equate.
Not a big closet either. Well, it's a big
might overflow.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it all works.
Yeah, I know. I get it. It's like you move in, you stack boxes, and eight months later, the boxes are still there. That's usually how it goes.
Yuma.
Yeah, they're in from Belgium.
Yuma in Belgium. And Yuma does not have a wrench. Let's give Yuma a wrench. Yuma is now blue.
So, we're just chit-chatting. Oh, yeah, that could be a thing. Holly's like, maybe you need a storage unit. If you
I've got one.
Oh, you've got
one. It is full.
I was just going to say, it's full. Yeah.
I decided I was just going to keep 2 or 3 things. It's about a 10 by 10, about 6-8 feet tall, and it's full.
Yeah, that's kind of like basements and attics. Have you ever noticed they're always full? Always full. Everything.
Right.
So, hello, Melissa. Good morning, Melissa. If anyone does have a question, I don't know, you may have asked it. I'm probably not going to scroll back, so could you repost?
Yeah, Sue Ann wants to know, I'll be following up with Kim. And yes, I will. I absolutely will. Yeah, she is thrilled indeed.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't see any questions yet, Father Fish. So you can keep talking about your move or whatever you want to talk about.
Your plants. Well, Jean wants to know when would be a good time to order plants from you, and what other items will I be selling? Good question. It's going to take me probably 2 weeks. I would say to get set up to be able to have a place to put the plants when I get them in. Because I don't want to just throw them in the vats. I want to be able to plant them so that we can get them growing. So you get growing plants. So it'll be 2 weeks. So probably 3 weeks to a month before I'm able to offer plants again. In the meantime, I am offering. I will still have the supplement, the sodium thiosulfate, which is the chlorine remover. Think of what else? The mugs. I'm going to be offering.
So just your basic, I guess.
Native species. I'll be offering natives. No, but that'll take a month again because I need to get out and collect them. I need to set up vats to hold them. But I'll be doing that. Somebody posted a video on the mummy chug recently, which I was excited to see. That's one of the first fish I ever caught as a little kid. And apparently it's made it into space. It was on it's been up in the laboratory, and they found it's enormously hardy. Well, I can tell you that. And it's pretty. It's a really pretty fish. So, and I do have some down here. Once Frank comes back into the picture, which will be this summer, we'll be able to do a lot more with that kind of thing. And I'm really looking forward to that, to being able to get out and do collecting with Frank and be able to offer some of the wild and crazy stuff that's available legally here in Florida.
So basically what you're saying is you'll have dried goods available for the next month, the ones you have up, and you in about 3 or 4 weeks you'll start being able to ship fish and plants.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning, Nita. Chevy Fish thinks it might be time to buy a boxcar like her friend did, Father Fish.
A boxcar.
I think that's funny. And you do have a question from Nita. It says, could I put a single Vieja Argentina specimen in a 75-gallon? What would be a good dither?
It's a good size tank for that fish. I don't know. I would not put a dither in with it. It's a beautiful fish. They get easily a foot long. One of the most stunning of the Central American cichlids, the Vieja argentea, really exquisite fish. You're best keeping it by itself, unless you can get a pair, and then put a divider in, and then put them together when they're ready to spawn. It's a good example of why I never carried Central American fish. Somebody calling me from Michigan. Let's see who it is. Father Fish. Hello.
I was down there on Saturday and I bought a bunch of bags of plants and some wood from you.
Yes.
I finally made it through the whole batch of plants and have them planted, and I was wondering if you had many more.
No, there were a few other people who did the same thing, and I think it's all gone.
Okay, I just thought I'd check because you're quite a distance from me.
Yeah. I am going to be offering plants online. So if you can keep in contact through our YouTube channel, that's the easiest way. And I've got a store on getgills.com. Getgills.com. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it up there too.
So keep in touch. Yeah, you bet.
That's too bad.
Okay,
that is
Thank
too
you.
gentle.
Bye-bye.
unfortunately. I don't think
Yeah,
people
I
really
made the mistake. I made the mistake of giving people a bag, a fish bag, and telling them to pull out whatever plants they wanted. And the 4 people did that, and they cleaned me out. They came up with a bag jam tight, solid with plants,
Mm-hmm.
and I only charged them $25 for the bag, and it was probably $100 for the plants. So
So
they
they got
got
a
a
really good deal.
they got a really good deal. Yeah,
Really
Irene,
good deal.
what is Irene saying here? This big
Um,
long thing.
She's saying that she went to her daughter's and found out that the betta had jumped out of the goldfish
Oh
bowl. That's
dear.
the bettas jump, and you got to keep the water level down, especially
Yeah,
if it's
2 inches. 2 inches. They can jump an inch easily.
oh, they can jump very
Yeah,
high.
yeah, 2 inches
Yeah.
at least. In fact, it's a good idea to keep a lid on them.
Yeah.
Just Chi-Town
Yeah.
podcast. Moving a lot. Nice to have you here. And then
Yeah.
Arena. Update on my neon tetras. They all died. Tried matching their water with Indian almond leaves. The change was still too great. That's not the problem, Hanan. The problem with neon tetras is that they all die. So the fact that they all died is not news. It's typical. Neon tetras are probably the most difficult fish to keep in an aquarium. The most. And keep in mind, when you buy a neon tetra, it is captive bred. It's not wild caught. The neons and the cardinals have been captive bred by the millions. Oh golly, for 10 years, 5 years, they've been available virtually exclusively. I mean, you can't hardly find wild caught. The only thing that's wild caught now, and this is really interesting, is the green neon, which is very hard to come by and extremely hardy. I have yet to kill a green neon. I have killed thousands of neons and cardinals. I get them in, they don't last a week. And it's not because I sell them out, it's because they die. They're very difficult fish to keep. Very, very difficult. If you're able to keep them going, and it's got nothing to do with keeping them in soft alkaline water. I mean, soft acid water. Soft acid water is not the way to keep them. They are bred in hard alkaline water. They need to be kept in hard alkaline water. The difficulty is they're highly susceptible to ick and bacteria. Ick and bacteria. If you keep your temperature below 82 degrees, they're going to get ick. And if you have any bacterial any bacteria going free bacteria in your tank, they're going to get sick, and it's virtually impossible to control that. So I wish anybody who wants to do neons, I wish you well. I probably will get some cardinals and struggle with it and see if I can figure it out. But here in the shop, it was a lost cause, and everybody wants them, of course, but nobody can keep them alive.
They're pretty,
It's not you. It's not you. It's the fish. And here's what's crazy: the neon and the cardinal are the most prolific fish in the Amazon. There are more of them by actual numbers than any other fish in the Amazon by the hundreds of millions. They are a primary food source for every fish big enough to eat them. The primary food source. They hatch out in vast schools of thousands. They swim in these vast schools, and they are gobbled up as primary protein source for countless species of Amazon fish. They rarely grow beyond an inch. There were years ago and I'm trying to remember how many. 40 years ago, there was somebody had a tank at a New York fish expo display, a tank with 5-inch neons in it. There were 3 or 4 of them, 5-inch neons. Nobody ever saw them that size before or since.
Right.
And nobody knows where they came from or how they got there. Just a very odd kind of thing. My hunch is they were wild caught, and I expect they really do exist as loners lurking and hiding and are never caught because they're lurking and hiding. But they probably get 5 to 6 inches, although we never see anything. The reason we don't see them bigger than an inch wild caught is because they're caught in schools, in these small schools that are big schools of small fish, hanging at the top. The collector will go in with a big net, a 2-handed net, and they'll kind of swoop up under them and catch hundreds. And they bring them back by the they bring them by the thousands. 1 out of 100 survive catching and shipping. They sell the collector earns a penny per 10 cents per 100, 10 cents per 100, $1 per 1,000, $1 per 1,000. By the time they get downriver to the exporter, the price has gone up to a penny a piece. So the guy running the boat down the river, which may take weeks to get there, and he's got to keep them alive, his losses are profound. He gets a penny. So he's lost half. He's lost 5 of those 10. He delivers half of what he's bought. The collector gets them in. I mean, the shipper gets them in. They sit on them for a few days, ship them out. They ship them out for 10 cents a piece, 10 cents each. So their losses are half that. They're down now. Those 5 that they bought are down to about 2. Excuse me. They've lost half. So they ship those 2 out. They ship to an importer. The importer gets the box in, takes all the dead fish out, which is half. So they're now down to 1 out of 100. So we're down to 1 out of 100, or 1 out of whatever it is. That gets shipped to the local shop, and then the losses continue. So by the time the shopkeeper pays 50 cents to $1 for the fish, this is wild caught again, and they charge $2 to $3, sometimes more, but their losses are substantial. It's a losing proposition. All the way down the line, the fish is dying until it finally gets to your tank, and then guess what? It dies. So it simply doesn't work. Now, they've been bred in captivity now for an extended period of time. They're still dying. It's a little better, but they're still dying. So I'm hoping they get the green going, because I think it's hardier. We'll see how all that goes. Rant for the day. Kyle is talking about rumming a great fish. Pretty fish, easy to hardy. They do well. They're easy to spawn too. You need to get them big enough to spawn. Lee's in. Hi, Lee. Nice to see you. And Lee has a mystery fish. She's going to do a video about it. Now go ahead.
Okay. Well, I stopped a while back. Irene wanted to know if she could keep 4 white cloud mountain minnows in a goldfish bowl with a sponge filter.
Well, I don't know. I got to try it and see. It should work.
Right.
World's smallest fish room. Thank
Right.
you so much.
Experience. Good work. Oh, thank you, Johan.
SEK. What's SEK?
Yo,
Oh, sweet.
Johan. Yeah. And
Thank you. That's wonderful. I appreciate it very
you
much.
can finish up on the white thing. And then Johan's wanted to know, of course, what you're going to keep your fish tanks and stuff at the house. But you can finish up on this and then move to that if you want to, about the white clouds in the goldfish bowl.
Well, they're a real easy fish to keep. They should not be a problem. I think they'll do well. They're small. They should be absolutely fine. Do half an inch of dirt and inch and a half of sand for substrate, and the sponge filter, and then plant it heavily. Get a lot of plants in there, and they'll be happy. They'll be fine. And you should not have to feed them hardly at all. The plants and the substrate will provide generally adequate nutrition for them. So feed them maybe once a week, a tiny bit.
All right. And then, like I said, the question of the day is always, what are you going to be keeping at home for tanks and fish? You got to answer that every day.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm planning on taking seven tanks. I laid out in my mind yesterday where I'm going to put them. I'm taking 4 of the 2-foot 29 gallons, and they're going to be stacked alongside each other, 2 high. So I have 2 down low and 2 on top. And when Chase and Richard get here today, we're going to all 3 sit on the stand and make sure it can hold the weight. Because Richard, we're all pretty big guys, so we'll see if that works.
Give it a test, sure.
I really should video that. I'll try to do it. That'll be fun, particularly if it crashes.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah.
Right.
Crash, no.
There we got our new short, right?
Right.
So I'm going to take those. I'm taking the 33 gallon, the 4-foot 33, the oldest tank I have. I'm going to keep that set up and going. I've got a cube, about an 18-inch cube, and then the 40-gallon breeder that I raised the pupfish in. I'm going to take that. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7 of those tanks. And there probably will also be a 55. I'm not going to do anything bigger than a 55 because I really don't have the room. If this works out and it's fine and it's stable and I can handle it easily and I'm not getting any grief, I'm also going to be putting out some tubs around the house, 3 or 4 tubs. I'm trying to figure out how to do something to hold water. I've got 70-gallon barrels. I'll probably use those, the big black tall barrels, to hold water. I'm going to try water from the creek. I'm going to pump it in to the barrels. I've got to take a hydrometer over it, check that, and make sure I'm going to be okay with it. But I think brackish water will work fine with most everything, and that may be the direction I'm headed in. It's brackish systems. So that's the idea. We'll see how that goes as far as fish is concerned. All the stuff I tried to keep and hold back has been sold. Chris came in the other day. Chris is the president of our club and a top level fish keeper. One of the guys like a few others here who are just very high level technical fish keepers. He's a biologist with the state. He is head biologist for a number of the state parks. A real sophisticated scientist. So I gave him the gouramis, the fancy gouramis, and the reason I did it was he's been trying to keep them. They have survived for over a month, 2 months, I think, which is in itself remarkable. And I did not, with all that's going on, there's every likelihood I was going to lose them. So this way I don't lose them. He'll keep them if they can spawn. He'll be able to spawn them, and eventually maybe I'll get some fry back. So they're in good hands, and I felt good about that. Beyond that, about the only thing I've kept is a couple of fancy plecos and one very large coolie loach, about a 3-inch coolie
Oh
loach.
yeah, you liked that coolie loach, yeah.
Because I have managed to keep it. So,
Yeah. That's
and
good.
that's it. And a few other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Really not much. A few
Yeah.
natives. So that's that. Today is the day we move tanks into my house. So all 7 of those tanks are going to get moved today.
Cool.
So that'll be
be good.
fun to see how that goes. Yeah.
So you got just a lot of Tetra talk in here, and I think Hannah saying that she got the green neons and they're great, and so he's asking if you can mix cardinals and zebra danios, and somebody else, I think Kyle, saying that they had really good luck with rummy nose. So I think some of it is you just have to try them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because
Steven,
I know people struggle with rummy nose.
Yeah. Yeah, white clouds mix in really nicely with tetras.
Yeah. So I just think
there's a new strain.
Some of that it's hit or miss. I hate to say.
There's a new strain of white cloud. I think it's a long fin, and they're charging an arm and a leg for them. They're like,
oh yeah,
$10, $10 retail, like $3 wholesale. It's insane.
I paid like $6 or $7 for mine.
Yeah, right.
My first ones I bought at an auction. I bought at a fish auction. So the one I've been to in my life,
They're really easy to breed. Yeah,
they're pretty.
Nice little fish.
Yeah, and it was a club auction, so they were pretty cool. They were nice.
Yeah, Kyle is saying brackish ponds can spawn all those fish that require brackish and show us how to do it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Most of the plants that we have in the hobby, all the common plants at least, are brackish plants. They grow in brackish conditions, so that's going to be natural. And a lot of the fish are brackish. A lot of the fish can handle pretty hard alkaline water. So I shouldn't have any trouble, providing it's not too brackish. I don't know. I got to check that and see.
Yeah.
World's smallest fish.
I was going to say, I think it might have been Johans that asked if black tetras were a little hardier. I think they are.
They are, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Nothing is as delicate as a neon.
I know.
I think really, yeah. I can't think of anything. Guppies. Fancy guppies are every bit as delicate as neons.
I don't have any problem with them. So again, I think a lot of this is everyone's water. It's hit or miss. I can keep things that somebody else doesn't have good luck with, and vice versa. I think you have to figure out what works for you. Because I have great luck with guppies.
Big City Bettins is heading out to her last chemo treatment. Thank you, everyone in chat who's been supportive and good thoughts. The stream helped through the worst days, and I'm so grateful to you all. Amen, Big City. We'll be praying for you that you get full remission. Full remission for Big City. Amen. Absolutely. We claim that. And now, here we go. And Irene is saying, and now the down you comes the various colored glowfish. Well, true enough. True enough.
Right.
That's right.
Hannah says she found a stowaway guppy fry in the batch of neon tetras. That's funny. It's starting to color up now. That's cool. See what you get. Yeah. That's fun.
True enough.
It is funny how you will get an order of fish in and all of a sudden there'll be something else in the bag. I have this rasbora that has lived through everything. It's about 4 years old. I have no idea what kind it is. It's just plain silver, but it's the hardiest thing. And it was a stowaway.
One wanderer has been through chemo.
Thank you, Misfit.
Saying the big city wishes her well.
Yeah.
Congrats on getting through it. Here's a
Thank you, Misfit.
super chat from Misfit. Thank you, Misfit. Possible to have a successful balanced sea sponge tank.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think there's hardly a family that hasn't been touched by some sort of cancer.
Amen.
And it's not fun. It's horrible.
Amen. Amen.
So best wishes to everyone, and happy for everyone that's in remission.
You bet. You bet. My ex-wife went through cancer 3 times.
Wow.
And defeated it 3 times. And it's still at 78 going strong.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a win. That's a great story to hear.
Yeah, the first time was when she had a 2-year-old. And,
Wow.
you know, scared to death of dying with a 2-year-old child. And the 2-year-old knew it. She knew it. And she was so concerned about her mother. Didn't really understand why, but she was just so deeply concerned about her mother that I think it really pulled her mother through it. You know, she came out and she did spiritual healing with a Christian group. And that was a big part. She felt a big part of her healing as well.
Yeah.
So thank you, Misfit.
And I think the other thing is when you you have people counting on you. Yeah.
Well, that's right. Exactly.
You have to pull through. Good morning, Wendy.
I want to talk about the Misfit question here. It's interesting.
You go ahead.
Misfit said, Father Fish, is it possible to have a successful balanced sea sponge tank that also has nudibranchs? Well, you know, there are 2 things I want to say about that. First of all is go for it and good luck. The problem with sea sponges is if you set up a sea sponge tank, you tend to want to feed it. And that's a serious problem because that creates excess nutrition. Sea sponges subsist on very, very little. You can keep sea sponges going in a regular, natural, normal tank. So long as you do not have a protein skimmer, you can keep sea sponges without ever having to directly feed them. Direct feeding is the cause of most failure. It's like anything else. The biggest problem with keeping things in a tank is putting food in with them. And the same is true with the sponges. Sponges will survive on an absolute minimum of food. The food that's naturally created in the tank with a deep substrate and a natural environment will be adequate to keep those sponges going. As to nudibranchs, that's a whole other can of worms. There are many different kinds of nudibranchs. They all have different dietary needs. So you have to figure out which ones you want and how you want to keep them. And good luck with that. Nudibranchs are not easy. Sponges are not all that tough. They will survive pretty well unless you foul the water, and then they'll die. They won't die from starvation. Do not be afraid to starve your sponges. They're not going to die from starvation. They will die from foul water conditions, and that'll kill them pretty quick. Nudibranchs are like seahorses. They're wonderful. They're extraordinary. They're magnificent. They're beautiful. They're unique. They're special. They're hard as hell to keep. So you just have to work at it and figure out what works for that particular species of nudibranch. Thank you, Misfit, very much for the gift. Sean, let's see, fishing. So we got to get another gift here. Fishing tactics. Thank you, fishing. Go ahead, Joey.
Well, Wendy wants to, well, she's asking about basically capping her gravel with sand in her goldfish tank, and I think she is going to put some plants in, but she's asking about adding root tabs. I wouldn't.
You don't need to
do that, yeah, because you can.
If that gravel has been set up for a while, if that tank is an older tank, you got plenty of nutrition down in there, and it's unused. Don't wash the gravel out. Don't pump it, vac it before you put the sand in. Leave it as dirty as it is. Let it get dirtier. Then put the sand in, and then plant, and it should be great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read Amber's statement. It's really sweet. She says, "I really mean it. Many days this stream was the only thing to make me smile or feel hopeful. It was an amazing escape from reality, and the friends I made and have here truly made me feel not alone." It's very
Amen.
sweet.
Amen. Yeah, here's another one from Lee. Exactly same kind of statement.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good luck, Amber.
Amen. Amen. Where is
The green machine came in, Big Day came in.
what's the timestamp on Amber? Do you have that?
Amber, oh, hold on, I'll go back. 9:38. 9:38.
Almost there.
Well, I've been missing her. I hadn't, obviously I hadn't seen her in the chat for a long time, but it's good to know that she was at least able to listen and.
Amen. Amen.
Take your mind out of your trouble. I get that.
What's Big City saying? Oh, Big City, right.
Oh, yeah, she's Big City Bettis, yeah.
Yeah.
9:38, yeah.
Amen. Amen. Irene Van Doel.
Sue Ann says, I bought 30 assorted cichlids from a hobbyist that were all in the same tank. Everything from 3 to 5 inches, OBs and munas and halves, and males and females. Am I correct in seeing a massacre in the future?
I missed that. Say it again.
She said, Sue Ann says, I bought 30 assorted cichlids from a hobbyist that were all in the same tank. Everything from 3 to 5 inch OBs and munas and halves to jewels, males and females. Am I correct in seeing a massacre in the future? So
yes.
What can she do to avoid
it? Nothing.
What could she? Yeah.
Separate them.
They're gonna fight, especially with the females in there.
Yeah. Here's the thing about umbunas. Lots of people love umbunas. They're easy to get, easy to keep. They're very hardy. They're colorful. They're busy and active.
Yeah.
You get a dozen 1 to 2 inch ones. Put them in a 55-gallon tank. In 1 year, you will have one left, because the dominant male will have managed by then to kill everything else in the tank. That's typical for umbunas. They are fun, but they are profoundly aggressive fish. Melissa, setting up a new tank for the pygmy sunfish. Do we need to make it brackish or fresh? Fresh, not brackish. Now, they live in all kind of environments. The ones I catch are in rain ditches. They're in surface water, and it's pretty low. I haven't checked the pH, but I'm guessing it's low pH. So just a regular freshwater tank, and they're pretty hardy. Yeah, we don't lose those fish. They're pretty sturdy. What else you got there,
Well, you have a
Joey?
question at 941, and I never know how to pronounce this name. It's Aki. I'm sorry. Do you see it? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce the name.
Akelish Tapa, maybe. Yeah. Got some Buenos Aires and red eye. Buenos Aires eating floating plants. Got serpes. Now the red eyes are eating plants. Well, there you go. What are you going to do? I know. The solution to this is really a quite an elegant one. The solution to fish that are eating plants is more plants. More plants. Put more plants in your tank. And here's what will happen. If you have a particular plant you like, get a number of them. Put 5 or 6 of them. And then get 2 or 3 other species, 5 or 6. So you've got 15 to 20 plants going in that tank. Here's what will happen. The plant eaters will attack one of those plants. They'll all go after the same plant. That plant will get wasted. All the rest will be fine. And it really does work that way. There are a few exceptions. Silver dollars are an exception. Silver dollars will eat everything. Certain of the large ram's horn snails and apple snails are an exception. They will eat everything that's green and growing down to the root. But generally speaking, with the kind of fish you're talking about, the Buenos Aires, the tetras, I've even found it with waru. They will eat one plant, and they'll eat it down to the nub. They'll eat every green growing sprig that comes out on it, but they won't eat anything else. They just love that one because they're getting new growth, and the new growth is more tender. So try it that way and see if that doesn't work for you. Oh dear, where else? What else?
They have a lot of plants. Wow.
Come again?
Well, you were answering the question about the plant. They have a lot. They've got Salvinia, redroot floaters, frogbit, duckweed, dwarf water lettuce. They got a lot of plants.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. Yeah. Now, are they saying that did not work, or it did work, or they don't know?
Well, those are the ones that were eating all the plants, but it sounds like they have a lot of variety in plants,
Yeah.
So,
See if it isn't the case that they were eating one particular plant
okay.
and not all of them.
No, I was just apologizing to you for not being able to pronounce your name. That's all. I'm like, I don't know. Some things I struggle with.
Let's see.
So.
Joe Merchant. Habitat with 2 male platies and several females. One male is relentlessly going after a specific female. Seems stressed on her last leg. He still goes after her exclusively. Ideas. Well, do what you want to do. Separate them. Take the male out. Take the female out. If the female is stressed, I would take her out and put her in a jar or a little container by herself for a while. Get her built back up. Get her strength back. The only thing about this is the mythology that male live bearers are essentially rapists. That they've got their brain between their legs, as it were. That all they do is go around trying to find something to mate with, and it's absolutely not true. They seek to mate females that are putting out hormones that are ready to breed. They're not just being. Now there is adolescent behavior. There certainly is among new young boys. They can get rather horny, if you will. But for a fully developed, mature male, they're not going to waste their time. If they're trying to breed with a female, it's because that female has invited them. Now she may be ragged and worn from all the attention, and may need to be removed. Here's a thing to try to keep in mind. Morning, Chase. Um, Chase, lower the water level on those tanks so we can move them out. Thomas will not be in today.
Okay.
God, I lost track of what I was going to say. It's gone. What was it? What was I talking about?
I don't know. You're just talking about guppies chasing. I'm not really sure where you were going with it. But
There was something that's gone.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you see what Aquarium caught? He just gave you
Oh,
a super chat.
oh, wonderful.
Sponsor one of the plants for Kim. That's sweet.
Oh, there we go. Want to pay for one of the plants, that gorgeous Kim new fish tank. I saw my mama and a genuine joy in her eyes. You betcha, she was so excited, just over the moon with excitement. So it was a real delight doing that. The neat lady, that was fun. And thank you, Aquarium Cop. That appreciate that very much.
Yes.
I'm going to do a little plant fun for her. I need to get more plants in that tank. We were kind of running out. I had a woman call this morning asking if I had more plant deals like the one she got last Saturday. She snuck that one by on me. I think I mentioned it earlier in the chat. I made the mistake of giving a couple of people plastic bags and saying, go ahead, take what plants you want. And they jam-packed the bag with $100 worth of plants. I mean, I was astounded. And she was not the only one who did it. There were 3 or 4 other people. So I just kind of let it slide. Took my $25 for the bag and called it good. But as a result, I'm out of plants. So I've got to redo that. It's probably just as well. We're kind of down to the bottom anyway. So in a week or two, I'll get an order of plants in and we'll do some nice stuff again. And they will then be available.
So good morning, Christina and Jan. And Chevy Fish was just saying what I said. You were talking about, guppies not going after every female. You're talking about the male guppies.
There was something else I wanted to say about that, though, and I can't remember what it was. It was a very germane
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, eventually.
It was a what?
So Anne's getting a crash course on cichlids.
Oh yeah, you'll get one. That's for sure. It's nothing like African cichlids to really to really wind you up. I'm telling you. Like I've said in other videos, nothing like the anxiety of your fish fighting. It's crazy.
I did a video once on the kind of fish you can keep together. I don't remember what it was called, but I grouped fish in, I think, 4 different categories, and a couple of them were subcategories. But probably the kind of fish you want to try to keep, the kind of cichlids you want to keep. There's a group of them. They're the so-called dwarf cichlids. A lot of them are from South America. There are also some from Africa. Rams and Probensis are 2 of the nicest, easiest, and most popular. 2 very good fish that are hard to find anymore are keyhole cichlids and festivum. Festivum you almost never find anymore. Let's see. There's a local call. Father Pitt. Hello.
Hey, are you still doing your closeout?
Right down to the end of it. We have tanks left. Yeah, come on in quick because we're getting down to it. All right.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good.
The dwarf cichlids. Cribbies and rams, cribbensis and rams are two easy to keep fish that will spawn for you. You got to keep the temperature up with them. There are other fish like keyhole cichlids that are hard to find but absolutely wonderful. They used to be very popular. They've kind of fallen out of popularity, but they're staging a comeback. They get a little bigger. They get like 3 to 4 inches. Very, very gentle fish. Another one in that same group I just mentioned is the festivum. Festivum is not a cichlid. I don't believe. I've had them for so long I can't remember. Chevy, what is festivum? It's a tetra, isn't it?
I do occasionally see the keyholes for sale. Occasionally.
Yeah, keels who show up occasionally. And the keels are a nice little fish. There's some other fish like that. Chocolate cichlids are fish that get a little bigger. They'll get 5 to 6 inches. Very gentle, very, very pretty fish. Not a lot of high color, but a lot of very rich tones, greens and browns, and really beautiful fish. Discus, of course. And if you can get wild caught and are interested in them, so much the better. There are others. You have to kind of look around. There are a bunch of little fish from Africa, cichlids that are just really, really sweet little fish. There are many, many different kinds of small cichlids and gentle cichlids that are really just very special, very sweet fish. A lot of the Tanganyikas are very nice small fish, colorful, interesting, not at all aggressive. So there are really many, many choices for small, gentle cichlids. The big cichlids got to give a reputation to the class, but it's undeserved because cichlids are not, as a class, aggressive fish. Those that are the Central Americans and the Malawis, and that lets it out. After the Central Americans and Malawis, not many of the other cichlids really are aggressive. It's a cichlid. It is a cichlid. Thank you, Chevy. I was right. My intuition was right. Talking about the festival. Nice little fish. Hard to find. You can't find them anymore. But a really neat fish.
Yeah. So
What else we got?
you have a nice statement at 956. At 956 is a nice statement from Akilish, the name I can't pronounce. But it says, Father Fish and the fish community in general, thank you so much for helping along the way with your answers. It's been really helpful in finding alternative ideas and theories. So that's nice.
You bet.
And then Fish and Tactics wonders if you have any experience with African butterflies. And while you're answering that, can I run fill my coffee and be right back?
Go for it.
Okay.
I have kept them. They're pretty easy to keep. They are a really neat animal. Now wait a minute. African butterflies. Let me. I'm not sure. Let me double check myself here and see if we're on the same page. African butterfly. Yes. Yeah, I have kept them. They're really a very easy fish to keep. The key is to be able to feed them, and they'll eat small fish, guppy-sized fish. They'll also eat insects. If you can get crickets and drop crickets in, they'll go after the crickets. They're a great fish to keep with archer fish because they both hover at the top. They're really pretty hardy and pretty easy to keep. They're a jumper. They're like a saltwater flying fish. They will coast along the water in open water. So you need to keep a lid on or keep the water level down. They're a great fish to have along with the archers in a vivarium, in a tank that has terrestrial and aquatic environments. That it provided the aquatic environment is at least 6 inches deep and big enough to house them. They'll do real well in there, and then they'll be able to catch. They'll be able to actually knock stuff down. That as will the archers. Neat little fish, fun to keep, pretty hardy. So long as you feed them, they'll hold up. They will starve after 3 or 4 months of nothing to eat. So, but they don't have to be fed a lot, and they won't eat a lot either. Um, but I recommend them. I'll be getting some once I get set up. It's one of the fish I'm really interested in trying to keep in groups and see if I can begin to get some kind of breeding behavior. I think they're going to want to be kept in a fairly large tank with a varied environment, a lot of plant life and so forth. And then I'll have to research them to try to find out how they breed. But yeah, great fish, fun fish. One that's unusual, remarkable, and pretty easy to keep. And they don't get huge. They're not going to get a foot long. What else we got here?
I don't know, because I'm just back. I'm looking. High freshwater salt and fishing. You should give them a wrench at $9.59.
Let me get back over.
That's $3.59.
Fresh and saltwater, fresh and salt fishing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, Holly, that's exciting.
Fresh and salt fishing.
Yeah, it's been a little cold snap.
And arachnophile girl. What does one have to do to get a wrench? You merely need to ask. Ask and it shall be given unto you.
Just show up.
There you have it. Yeah. Show up. Right.
Yeah. Show up. Be in attendance.
Lake Barumbi.
They want Fresh and Salt Fishing wants to know, do I trim the dead parts off underwater plants?
Trim the what? Oh, dead part. Oh, yeah, or it depends how you do your fish keeping.
Yeah.
Depends entirely on how you maintain your tank. If you're maintaining a purely natural tank, we'll let and you have snails and other invertebrates in there, they will eat the dead leaf. You can leave it in there. Microbial life also eats dead leaves. It's a great way to propagate microbial, not micro, wrong word, to propagate microscopic animals, protozoan. A great way to propagate protozoan is to let dead leaves in the tank because that's food for them. It makes it a little messy, but that's in the nature of the beast. It's in the nature of a natural tank to look a little messy. Natural tanks are not clean. They are balanced. That was one of the key phrases that came out of a video I did about diversity. Diversity in your tank means having a diverse environment that looks diverse. And that means having some things in there that you might otherwise want to clean up because they're messy. Don't worry so much about messy. Messy is part of the process of keeping things alive and healthy. Green Machine's talking about Lake Barumbi, cichlids. Hard to find, but rewarding to keep, and they don't fight much. I don't think I've had any. I've not really specialized in this shop in the lake, the Rift Lake cichlids at all. I've had some, but I haven't tried to create a anything like a wide variety of them. What else?
Ram was asking about, says, good morning, Father Fish and everyone. What should I feed the platyfry that are in my deep substrate planted tank with 2 adult platies?
Just regular fish food. If you want to hatch out brine shrimp in a boot, you have to do it in a boot. If you want to hatch out brine shrimp, yeah, exactly, right. We got to stay true to our principles here.
That's right.
So everybody in there will love baby brine shrimp. If you can get a culture of microworm going, and Joey's got a great formula for that. We need to get that formula posted, Joey.
It's not really a hard formula.
I know. Do a video. Do a 5-minute video.
I don't do those kind of videos. I don't do informative videos. Are you crazy? I just make videos about what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
you.
We'll do a clip. You've done it before. We'll go back and find it, and we'll do a clip. We've got hundreds of we have a bank of videos and all these live streams we've done. Someday, when I'm old and decrepit, I'm going to go back and start pulling them out and start posting videos. Out of all the streams.
And
Holly
fresh and salt.
says it's warm enough to send shrimp. I don't know. We're still in February. I don't trust February.
Well, she's getting shrimp from Kenny. So cross your fingers. He should know how to ship them. She won a giveaway and he's sending her shrimp. So that's cool. So Fresh and Salt Fishing wanted to know about keeping, I think, a floating lily in with the Oscar. I think that's what I saw as a question.
Nicholas Grawl is Guppygrass Galore, who is now wrenched. Like your new name.
And I know he's had a wrench before. Why he lost the wrench, I don't know. He had a wrench. Sarge is here.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to say on that floating plant, I mean, it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
You might decide to mess. But just try it. It works or doesn't work. That's the thing about a lot of this is we can say, hey, that's great, but it's your experience. That's what most of this is about.
Donald Drew, I thought I saw a video of Waterbox 100.3 that I thought you did. And I'm glad that came up. I've been watching some of Waterbox's videos from 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, Waterbox was promoting specifically dirted substrate with sand cap as the very best way to be able to maintain aquariums. Dirted substrate with sand cap. And I've been wanting to get back in touch with him or get in touch with him to talk with him, but have not been able to reach him. So anybody who has contact with Waterbox, I'm really interested in crossing swords with them. I think we probably have a great deal in common.
Fresh and Salt Fishing.
Time?
They will eat. They will eat plants. They will eat them. So if you want to keep them together and with the goldfish, just try to get the thicker stem plants, like the bigger swords or Nubius or something. Father Fish likes Vallisneria. Those are 3 choices that they don't eat as much. But sure, goldfish love plants. So try some of those if you want to put some in with them.
You want to take a break and then carry on for another half hour?
Yeah, I can do a half hour.
Yeah. Let me get a video up here. We're going to take a 5-minute break.
When you come back, we'll figure it out. I may have to drop down. If we have a lag, I'll drop down.
Okay, got it. Here we go.
All right.
Back in about 5 minutes.
Hey, Raymond here. I hope you all are doing well.
The principle, if you will, of enjoying your aquarium is a function of. All
So-
right.
Hello. Father Fish. David Fellows, I think, is wondering. You know how you have the green membership badge? I guess he's a paying member on Discord, but I guess he's wondering how you get that badge. Why some have the badge and some don't.
Yeah, you can't get it through Discord or through Patreon. You can only get it through YouTube. So if you sign up as a member on YouTube, you'll get the badge.
So drop off
It's-
the other one and re-sign
Yeah,
up to this one if they want the badge?
Yeah, it's a YouTube thing. It's exclusively through YouTube.
But that's how he could do it, right?
That's how you can do it. Yeah, if you want the green badge, you get the green badge by signing up as a member on YouTube.
Well, I saw what he had asked before about the $, but it wasn't registering to me. I'm like, I don't. But then I saw when I came back that they were talking about. I was like, oh, I see what he's asking. Okay, so yeah, if you want that badge, I do it that way.
Yeah,
Drop off and sign up
and it
through YouTube.
changes color. You get a different color based on the level and the months that you continue.
Well, I've only ever seen green.
Yeah, I think there is well, there are different. I don't remember. It's been a few months since
Well,
I
anyway,
saw it.
okay, so that's how you can do it for anybody that's interested. Okay.
Sam Krieger has one.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam. Nice to see
Oh,
you.
I think Lee was trying to answer the question. Okay. Thank you, Lee.
Riparambi is in Cameroon. It is not a rift like Green Machine says.
Yeah. Yeah, Lee's telling them how to do it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Akish says, I keep reminding myself that I ought to enjoy the aquarium, but I keep stressing over the plants being eaten by the fishes. It will need the system of the aquarium, and I freak out. Yeah, I get it. You know, that's kind of my overall point, is to try to get, your tanks to a level where you can just enjoy them and you don't have to stress over things. And sometimes it's, you got to play with it a little bit. Might be switching your fish up. It might be, who knows?
Yeah, and the more tanks you have, the less stressed you get.
Because you ignore them.
Right. Sort of.
Yeah, they're fighting. I'll just walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at another one. Right.
Yep.
Let's see.
All right. One more. My wife said if I set up one more tank after this, she's going to punch me. I can take a punch, no problem.
Really?
That's funny.
Cheap price. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, a fish tank, one punch. Yeah.
Right.
That works.
So long as it's not one every day per tank.
Right.
Really.
You only have like 5 or 6 tanks? Oh, she should let you set up more. Yeah. What's the problem?
Here we go. Lee's got the advice. It's the father fish system. Right. There you go.
Well, some people like the ask for forgiveness, set it up and then ask her to forgive you instead of asking permission. I don't know. Ooh, pay a fine.
Do what?
Pay a fine. I'm like, set up a tank. Oh, I'm sorry. I set up a tank.
Right.
Here's some money. Go do something. Yeah, make yourself happy. Pay a fine.
Right. Who said
There are
that?
ways. There are ways. Oh, that's nice. He says she doesn't care at all. She does say they are beautiful. See, there you go. But
Jean said,
do something nice for her. That'll work.
right. Yeah, buy her a new tank.
Well, Christina, that could be a thing. My husband wants me to stop. He thinks they're going to go through the floor. I mean, that is a thought. You do have to make sure you're okay structurally to handle a lot of tanks.
Well, that's an easy one. The solution to that is a fish room.
Hi, James.
On concrete floor. Oh, right. Here's Rick. Here's Rick. Hey, Rich.
Or you go down in the basement and shore up the floor. You can put in a couple extra posts down there. There are ways. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh. Falconry fun is on a concrete slab. Perfect.
What? Oh, shit.
Perfect.
Hit the wrong damn button.
Don't swear.
I know. Yeah, this is Rick Hahn, the zookeeper up in Maryland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I clicked the wrong button. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
She gets my whole paycheck already. I understand how that works. Get it.
Hello.
It's working out great.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. What do you guys want to talk about? He's gone. Put it in the chat really fast. What do you want to talk about? Oh yeah, working on that. Only one electric outlet in the entire basin. Yep, you're just being an electrician now. Or someone that knows how to do it, because I think, well, in my town,
I don't
you
know.
can do
Probably.
your own wiring in your house. You can't in a commercial building, but you can do your own wiring. So you know. Oh, Chevy, you're gonna get me in trouble. Hi, James. um, yeah, that's the thing. You know, I admit I'm probably like everybody else. I've got lots of extension cords and lots of power strips and all the things. And I don't even think I'm not sure like one if I was doing a room one power of the banks of power strips all the way around would be enough, because there just seems like there's so many things that need to get plugged in. And I don't think they necessarily draw a lot of electricity. It's just there's so many of them.
Okay, okay.
I mean, that's where I guess you get into, bigger light strips and things. But, that's if you're really starting from scratch and you can plan it and build it. But if you're like me, or probably a lot of us, you just sort of add as you go along, and it wasn't really a plan.
I got it. I got it. Well, I'll look forward to seeing
I don't blow any breakers,
it.
so I'm still good, right?
No, I'm real excited about that.
Bye, Falcon Refund.
Oh, well, it's been going on all month. And I'm happy.
I have really solid flooring up here, though, so I can put a lot of tanks.
We're essentially done.
Bought a generator back in December. Yeah, I have a generator since they replaced a lot of electrical devices along our street, and now power is. Yep. I just live I live on a peninsula, so this road, when it loses power, it loses power. And then off of that, I live in a little neighborhood, and it's notorious for losing power, so I finally got a generator. Probably 7 or 8 years ago, I got a generator, because at times we would lose power for a week. And pretty much since we got the generator, we only lose power for like 12 hours. That's about right? Good morning, Kenny.
What is the PA?
How are you, Kenny?
What is it?
Here, I'm tripping breakers. Yeah. No, I know I'm still okay because I am not tripping breakers. So even though it looks like an electrical nightmare with all my strips and extension cords, I'm still good. You're going to get it back up too. Yeah. But if you're like me, like I said, we didn't have it, years and years and years, and lose power but then once you get it and it's all piped in and it's beautiful and it's perfect, it never needs to run again. Very expensive, but it's here if I need it. You have a friend that put aquariums on the foundation before building the house. That's a good plan. Yeah. Demolishing the house. That's funny. You built it around your stuff. Huh. Oh, you're welcome, Wendy. I don't know what I helped you with, but you're welcome. Anyway, just getting back to your tank, Wendy. Yeah, I mean, he's right. And I was thinking, don't vacuum, just add your sand, put your plants in. The thing about root pads is lots of times you don't need them, but if you put them in the wrong place, like I think people just sometimes put them too close to roots and stuff, and you end up rotting the plants because it's too much nutrition. You're shocking it, so start slow. Work your way up. Yeah, your room is ridiculous, of course. I get it. It's like, mine's like a nightmare, I feel like. But, I don't have that problem, because I just don't do salt water, so I just stay with fresh water. So that's easy for me. I don't have that decision to make.
Tam Shipper talking about salt or fresh. Go ahead and do a salt tank. Set your salt tank up exactly the same way as the freshwater tank. I just pulled a dead siren out of a tank that we drained the water out of.
I hope you washed your hands.
Well, I haven't.
And you're gonna tell me you didn't. Yeah, I just knew that. No, you didn't. Okay. Okay, good. It's not smell-o-vision. Thank goodness.
Yeah, need to do that.
So
I did rinse them good. Yeah.
oh, good. TJ wants to know what's a good shrimp food.
Nice. Got
Don't they
it.
eat about anything?
A good. What is
I don't
this?
really
A good.
keep shrimp. What's good shrimp food? I mean, I don't keep shrimp, but don't they eat about anything?
Yeah. They a good shrimp food.
Ooh, Christina, that would be fun.
I don't even know. I don't want to answer that. I mean, I am so confused about eating shrimp.
I don't keep shrimp, so the only thing I can say is, I think somebody will chime in here and tell you what they think is a good.
Peacock bass.
Just keep an eye out.
I keep peacock bass. Peacock bass love to eat little fish. Any kind of little fish.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. How much salt per gallon? Oh dear. You're gonna have to work that one out, Jane.
Oh no, is it Danny? Danica says Kenny always gets the creds for being in the stream. To be fair, it is usually him here. He's sleeping in. Well, hi, Danny. I'm glad you're here. And you're right. We always say Kenny.
I know it's true.
Sorry. Well, there's no way to tell when you share the name.
You guys.
And it's, yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Danny says she uses Tetra tropical granules for all the shrimp. Okay.
For her shrimp, right? Yeah.
There you go. See, I knew there'd be shrimp helping here. I don't keep shrimp. And she says, I know. Danny, what you need to do is when you come in and say hi, use a female smiley face. Or a little, use some kind of a woman or a dancing woman or something, then we'll know it's you. We'll know it's Danny. Don't tell Kenny that. He'll want to put up the dancing woman.
Yeah.
Keep that your secret.
Really?
There's all kinds of cute emojis in there. You can find one. Or just a cute little brunette face. You'll find something cute. We'll know it's you. What is the baby siren? They're asking you. What's a siren?
Yeah, Reese is with me. There's no odor, I don't think. But boy, does that thing stink. I tossed it outside. I need to.
Well, there's nothing like a dead snail, too. Oh, man. You pick up a dead snail?
This is not little. It's a foot long. And it's rank, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, here we go. This is significant.
Okay.
There's a 55-gallon tank, green water, thick green water, so you can't see into it. A dead siren, a foot long, 18-inch long dead siren, been dead for God knows a week maybe. I mean, it's rank. Did not foul the water. Why did it not foul the water? Why did it not foul the water? Dead in a 55-gallon tank, half full for a week. Lots of other animals in there. Did not foul the water. Why? I want you to think on that and try to understand that it is the biodiversity in that well-established old tank, thick with green water, that consumed the waste at the rate at which it was being produced, preventing bacteria from blossoming and blooming and draining the tank of oxygen and thereby fouling the water. Did not happen, even with a major decaying animal matter. think that's substantial, and it's something you need to understand. Is that you really can prevent. You really can prevent the kind of aquarium, the kind of crash that's caused by a cascade, or that causes a cascade of things dying in a tank, by having that tank so well balanced that it's able to contain what's going on.
Hmm.
Significant and substantial. Hey, Chase!
But you might still recommend taking it out.
I do not recommend leaving it in. And I did take it out. And I tossed it outside. And I'm getting
Right.
Chase here now to go retrieve it and flush it. And
Why do you want to? Can't you just leave it out there?
No, because it's making the whole front of the store stink. I just tossed
But
it dead
Isn't it going to plug up the toilet?
alongside the boat.
Oh,
Just grab something and pick it up and
Get a plunger.
flush it or something. Oh, it'll flush. It's comparable to the larger items that are normally flushed.
Okay. Good. We're good. We're good. All right.
Akalash tape bot at 1025, just enough for air pump 12 watt, everything else. What is he talking about? Water circulation, 4 sponge
Well, we were
filters.
we were talking about, I think, yes, fish rooms and stuff. So I think that's where it came in. About pumps and just our stuff.
Christina's husband wants to move and build a greenhouse. It sounds good to me. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I know. Oh, yeah, I did see that statement. Then we saw it on the dead thing. I was gonna say, yeah, that's not a bad deal. That you get your own little
Really?
fish room, you know.
2 days later, maggots everywhere. Right. Here's Richard. Hi there. How are you?
horrible.
Horrible. That ain't good at all.
My insurance company raised my insurance by like 250%.
Oh, I had that
I
happen.
called them and told them they're stoned.
Really?
Look at it and change it, or I'm leaving.
You do. You
I
can
mean,
get
from
cheaper.
175 to almost 500 a month.
Insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. They just don't love you anymore. Really?
Hey, you're right. I never paid attention, Father Fish, but yeah, there's a gold badge and a green badge.
Right.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. There's the gold. Daniken has a gold. Lee has a gold.
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch that have a gold. There are a bunch that have green. I never noticed it before.
I think the green 2 or 3
yes.
months. Or
Yes, Pam, he does recommend that same setup for a saltwater tank. Yeah.
Yep. Works brilliantly.
Good morning, Mary. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I've never done, and I haven't kept salt in years, but I hear him say it every other day, so I'm a fast
Right.
learner.
Mary Page is here. Good morning, Mary Page.
She just came in.
Right.
Hi, Kenny.
Oh, Kenny's here now. Guess he
No,
woke
he's
up.
not. I'm just laughing.
I see. I
'Cause you're
know
having
it. What's Gene Campbell talking about? At Tam Shepard, what Father Fish talk about that? What is that? Tam Shepard. Said of a saltwater tank with a deep substrate.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah. In point of fact, there it is. In point of fact, the deep substrate, the refinement of that system in freshwater grew out of the work that Garf was doing in saltwater, the Geothermal Research Foundation, located in Iowa, in which they maintain large very effective saltwater coral systems using a deep substrate, and in which they gathered literally mud from all over the world in order to have a diversity of bacteria in their substrate, and then sold that as miracle mud. Same exact thing in freshwater. The greater the variety, the healthier that system is going to be, to the point where it'll be able to maintain itself when something dies in the tank. Perfect illustration of what happens when you have a very widely well-balanced aquarium. It can handle a lot.
So you had a question that wanted to know if you ever treat, and it just jumped on me. Do you ever treat fish with salt? Fish disease with salt? Okay, I'm trying to find who asked it.
Yeah, I got it.
Red Eye Aquatics. Do you ever use salt to treat fish again?
Salt to treat. Typically, salt does not cure disease. What salt does is it slows down the fish's metabolism, and in the process slows down everything else. Now, there are some bacteria that will die in the presence of salt. So there are some cases in which you can clean a fish of its disease with salt. But typically all it does is slow down the fish, allowing it to overcome whatever the problem is. So it helps, but it's not really a cure. It doesn't really have curative properties.
Guppy Grass says, I'm up to 41 fish in my 60-gallon deep substrate. Wow.
Name that.
That's 6 months. So you're getting there. Weren't you aiming for 100? Wasn't that
He
what I
wants
heard
what?
you say?
That bird's nest thing.
Oh, yeah, right.
What's his name? I think
Jerry.
If you see him, tell him to bring back my fucking rope. He stole my
Why
rope
don't you
off
try
my
that experiment?
trailer.
Okay.
How that works
$50
out.
rope.
Hey,
So should we get going, Father Fish? Because it's like 10:40.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, by all means. Thank you all for coming in, guys. Let's see. I think I got some music up here. Yeah, let's just continue.
So Lee wanted to know about putting sugar in the tank. Would Francis Fish like it as much as he does?
I would not do
To do
it.
that experiment, let us know.
Yeah, let's talk about this tomorrow.
I know.
Nice to meet you all, guys.
But if I could get him to do it, no.
Right.
That's trouble-free.
All right. Bless you all. See you in the morning. We'll be here tomorrow morning. Bye for now, everybody.
Remain stable and healthy. So I guess that's really, if you're having trouble, that's what you need to figure out. Is that it really is possible. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. It really is possible to set up an aquarium that is honestly trouble-free. I was watching a video recently, a very long one, by good operators who is trying to help people with problem solving.